Hi, my name is Brett Jones and I'm head of Entrepreneur Tribe by Create. In this second video that we're going to do about how businesses grow and what are the challenges that we come up against as business owners, I want to cover with you the stages of business growth. Now, the very first stage of a business is the startup phase, and that can be quite difficult because in startup phase you need to have the concept, you need to have the idea, and you need to start to put it all into place and get really confident and certain about growing that business the way that you want to grow it. Now, a number of challenges come up for leaders at this point. That can be certainty about the idea, listening to everybody else's opinion. They'll be saying things like, "Are you crazy? You want to do what? Why don't you just stick to your nice safe job and don't you dare go out there and start this thing up? It's too risky." Now, the reality is that 95% of businesses do fail within the first 10 years. However, there is a system that you can ensure that you're in the top 5%. That's what the system is actually about. So once you've had the idea, now you need to work out how you're going to get the money. What's your working capital going to be? You're either going to go out, get a whole bunch of credit cards, hopefully not, and start up the business. You're going to borrow from mum and dad, or you're going to go and get a bank loan, or take some equity out of your house to enable you to find the working capital. Once you've done that, the next stage is it's just you. You're the sole practitioner in the business. And like with the leadership system, you need to now start to break out of that because you're really clear that this isn't just about you. You're no longer the technician. You're on a path to becoming the entrepreneur, the executive, the board member, and eventually the shareholder. And as such, you want to start to build the business and yourself in a particular way that through trial and error, through other mentors and people that you could study, have very successfully done this. People like Jenny Ellis from Boost Juice, like Richard Branson, like lots of other people that I'm sure you can think about that you know and admire that have built businesses over the years. So the next stage that most people don't go to is marketing. You see, when people start up a business, what they tend to do is they tend to focus on systems and getting things organized inside the business. But really, marketing is the engine that will drive your business. Marketing is going to give you the cash flow to be able to expand your business in the right way. And if you're no good at marketing, if you don't get the system right, you won't be able to do that. So once we've focused in on marketing, got the systems right, what's right for your business? What channel do you use to actually reach your customer? Who is your customer? Because most businesses tend to think about marketing from the point of view of, I'm going to market to everybody. But the reality is, not everybody is for you. What type of dude or dudette are you actually marketing to? Because if you don't know, you're going to try to market to all the dudes and dudettes out there. And the reality is, not all of them for you. Some people like Apple computers, some people like Apple iPhones, some people like Samsung iPhones. Who's your ideal customer? Are they male or female predominantly? What sort of income levels do they have? Do they have kids? What are their interests? What channel do you use to reach them? Is it Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat? Is it TV, radio, newspapers, magazines? Is it direct mail? Is it a personalised letter into their business? What is going to be right for that ideal customer that you have? And it's going to be unique and different for every business. So you've got to be clear on this in this very vital, critical marketing phase. And even if you've got a business right now, how's that business going? Are you really reaching those customers? What's your funnel of bringing customers in? How many do you retain? How do you actually keep? How many go and use other people's services? These are all things you have to work out in this phase. Next phase is you need an outside mentor. You need a non-executive board member to give you perspective on this, to give you their experience. That's where an organisation like ourselves comes in. We can provide that outside perspective on your business that most business owners never actually have. You need, in the next stage, a great CFO, Chief Financial Officer. If you are only starting up and you can't afford one, you need to find a great bookkeeper who can give you the right sort of data, give you a forward planned cash flow, tell you how your conversions are going, tell you how your expenses are going. Are the ratios of your total costs, your gross profit, are all those things where they should be for your particular industry? If you don't know, you could be outside those boundaries and heading towards a disaster. Once you've got those two critical areas in place and marketing is starting to pump some cash flow through, now you need to put in place systems. You need great systems inside your team to make sure the team is on board and they want to do what you want them to do, the way you want them to do it, not the way they would want to do it. And they're inspired. So that when a customer comes through the door, they too feel inspired about how the team's performing. You also need systems in terms of delivery, creating that wow factor inside the business so we get word-of-mouth marketing, which is the way that most businesses grow, really pumping. And then lastly, you need a system for delivering those critical numbers for you to understand what your business is doing. Now we're ready for growth. That's the next phase of the business. Growth is going to happen because you put in place everything else that you need to. But at this growth phase, there's going to be something critical happening inside your industry at this point. Some change in human behavior. Like life coaching never existed 10 years ago. Doing SEO and marketing never existed 10 years ago. There's some wave. Digital cameras never existed 20 years ago. There's always some wave coming through in your industry in terms of how people want things done differently. At this growth phase, if you meet that wave, the business will go bananas. As the business starts to grow, as you start to ride this wave, the business will become mature. If you've broken through in some new area, say like Blockbuster did years ago with creating lots of video stores, suddenly there's online videos starting to come about. The business has now become mature. There's lots of other competitors like Civic Video and other people. And if you don't move with the times, because things are accelerating so much these days, aren't they? And suddenly your business will become mature and you need to reinvent it. That means that Blockbuster definitely should have bought Netflix when it was offered to them for $20 million. Netflix is the online streaming company that now has got a $20 billion value, and Blockbuster at the time had a $4 billion value, and they refused to buy Netflix for $20 million. Bad mistake. Let's make sure that you don't make that mistake when your business starts to get to a maturity level in terms of your competitors. I trust that this format has given you some ideas to think about in terms of how you are growing a business and actually what stage your business is at right at the moment and what you need to do next to make sure your business continues to grow. Because if you don't, one of these stages will be the block to your business growing. Thanks for being with me, and I look forward to filling you on more great entrepreneurial tips in the forthcoming videos. Thanks very much. Bye for now.